you check the children? You're a little mad sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Sometimes. That is what
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
Fuego here.
And we are here to re-record a review for a movie that we already recorded once, but unfortunately I had a mic issue and Fuego was kind enough to record like 4 other reviews, so we're going to have to do those again, but
Yay!
That's okay. We're still here on location at the Scottsdale Harkins Theater for the Phoenix Film Festival and International Horror and Sci-Fi Film Festival, so that's why we're out of the studio filming this, but we are here to talk about Hell of a Summer.
Hell of a Summer.
Otherwise known to you as
Hell of a Bummer.
Yes,
yeah. Sorry, Finny.
Yeah, this is the a directorial effort of Finn Wolfhard and
Billy Brick.
Yeah. And they worked together to write and direct this film, and it is essentially a slasher horror comedy, more appropriately aligned a comedy slasher horror, because it's very
in that order.
few. Yeah, exactly. Definitely way more of a comedy. No scares at all to me.
Donuts.
I'm just going to jump into my overall thoughts because I wasn't a big fan of the film. Like, I respect the effort. I respect what they tried to do, but they're very young and I don't know if they thought everything that they had was original or not, but to me, it was all very derivative. Like, I don't remember a single piece that I would be like, oh, that's new. It was all very derivative. The characters were mostly annoying. There were a few that were good. Like, I actually liked Brick's character, the lead.
Yeah.
I thought he was entertaining, and Finn was funny too.
He was my favorite. Yeah, those two had good chemistry. You could tell they've known each other for a while. Used to be roommates, and so they had some rapport and some good energy together.
But overall, I mean, they cut away from all the gore, and the killer is one of the most boring designs for a killer I've ever seen that we've seen numerous times previous. So not a win for me.
Yeah, me neither, unfortunately. And it's interesting because this initially screened at TIFF back in 23, and so it took its time to find some distribution with Neon, and Neon's pushing it hard. There's some interesting posters that are send-ups to stuff like Happy Birthday to Me and whatever. But that's even derivative in and of itself. If you're going to do all these homages and send-ups to other things and not really break a lot of new ground, I was kind of won over by Brick's character after a while. He was kind of amusing to me, but everybody else. There's a point in the film where the love interest of the guy who I guess would be considered our lead, maybe, who was in Thelma, he was in Gladiator 2, he's been in a number of different things. He's kind of annoying in this, unfortunately, and I think deliberately written that way. But, this girl says to him, oh, they're all so insufferable, talking about the other camp counselors, and all these characters suck and they are annoying, and it's not even that funny sort of annoyance that you get in some of these, slasher send-ups, if I could talk. Like, for instance, the film that did it so much better, The Final Girls, and actually had some heart and whatnot. The dude from Workaholics was pretty damn annoying, but he was also very funny in it. It's all about how it's written and how it's performed a lot of the time. I guess as far as one of the only interesting things of the story, that was the thing they were hanging their hat on as far as uniqueness. They're like, there's all these people getting killed and they're killing the hottest ones, and so if you're going to get passed over, you're going to be upset because you're not as good looking, or whatever. Really, really incredibly good looking or whatever. But yeah, I mean, aside from that little note, it's really just another film where camp counselors are there, students haven't arrived, or campers haven't arrived yet, people start getting killed, and that's about it, man.
It becomes a whodunit, which ultimately, to me, was a who cares.
Yeah, totally, man. And I mean, taking a lot of cues from Scream as well, I mean, we're not spoiling anything here, but certain revelations and whatnot. But I guess it was filmed okay. The location was a serviceable, decent campground and everything. I mean, but yeah, the cutting away from the kills. This is something we mentioned in our first review that I wanted to not forget. Is they could have trimmed a bunch of the F words out of this, made a PG-13 film, and probably been more successful at the box office, because it hasn't come out yet, but it's not tracking very well, unfortunately.
Comes out tomorrow, doesn't it?
It comes out tomorrow. Yeah, well, technically tonight. It's in this theater behind us right now. Not a lot of crowds here tonight, unfortunately. But then again, it's one of the quieter nights of the festival. The second weekend's about to start. So, needle drops, nothing that interesting as far as song selections or anything of that nature. I mean, as far as like makeup and kills and whatnot, there are 2 okay-ish kills, one with a guitar. There's another one of a character who's performing some Shakespeare. But yeah, everything else is just make up your own mind. Imagine the kill yourself.
Yeah, they tried to say that because we went to the screening and both Finn and Brick were there, along with another character from the movie. And
yeah, the lead guy we mentioned with the frizzy hair,
so it just... They tried to play it off like they purposely made the decision to not show the kills because they think it's scarier that way. And I think that's a bullshit cop-out that people say when they either don't have the money to do it right or they just didn't do it right and it's not playing well on camera.
Or they know they couldn't or whatever.
Exactly. So, yeah, I think that that's a bit of an excuse, and I think that they really hamstring themselves. Like, you either have to show the gore and do the cussing, or don't show the gore and don't do the cussing so you can get that PG-13.
Agreed.
And it was just, it's just a kind of a misstep for me.
Yeah,
and again,
I was trying to be hopeful.
We'll talk about the devil afterwards.
Yeah. And I was trying to be hopeful, man, because I really like Finn Wolfhard. You know, even in some of the other stuff he's done beyond Stranger Things and It and whatnot. But yeah, this was unfortunately, it's not awful, but it's definitely not inspired. It's just borrowing from too many other things and not forging its own path. So yeah.
So yeah, I don't know how much more we have to say about it, you guys. I mean, the effects are okay when we see them, but what I was saying is the devil is just so basic. I mean, we had a devil in Haunt. We've had a devil in a million other low-budget movies, that it's a plastic devil mask and like a red and black robe, and
hoodie-ish kind of thing.
So lame and so uninteresting. Like, I'm so tired of slasher movies with uninteresting slashers. You gotta have someone interesting for us to look at.
Truly.
And a devil just ain't it,
Yeah, and it's
plastic devil mask.
I mean, it has to be tough at this point where so much has been done to death, no pun very much intended. I mean, but yeah, man. I mean, this is not one that I think either of us could really, heartily recommend. So
at least not until it's on a streaming service.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Maybe give it a shot. If it ends, it'll probably end up on Shudder or something of that nature.
I'm sure younger generation will like it more than us because they haven't had as much experience with these kinds of movies yet.
Truly,
But yeah, so there you go, guys.
We are the old men shouting at the clouds.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So thanks very much for watching. I have been Cecil Laird.
Gracias, I've been Jaime Fuego.
And thank you to all of our patrons for supporting the channel the way that you do.
Hell yeah.
But remember, guys,
stay scared.